Hello Libra, you do relationships like no one else. I'm Polina, your crazy astrology fellow Libran, and let's have a look at why and who and what. Well, Libra doesn't really care. That's the core energy of Libra because it can just let things slide, lets things off. It's not even understanding anymore, like Virgo is understanding. Libra is like, you're like placid. You're like, oh, you just gave me the shivers, but it's fine. It's the next moment in time. I'm moving on with the times. I'm feeling something completely different now. And that's something that Libra is very good for, like letting things slide. If somebody's been loving themselves too little, they haven't been understanding themselves, they've been worshipping or they've been worshipped by the people without need, that's where you come in. Like someone's been obsessive and possessive and freaky and wanting and blah, 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 blah. And then they meet you, Libra, and you're like, baby, let me tell you something. And that's something really passionless about you that is actually making you somebody who's a complete freaking drama-less person. You don't do drama anymore, especially with how you formed in the sky at the moment. Libra kind of like shallow, but very deep at the same time. In the same sense, it just like sort of has seen it all and it doesn't care. So when it's seen as shallow, the perception is like a little bit, futile or not interesting to people, is because Libra can feel everything and need not to beat around the bush and, go into those far off frequencies where people fight or anything like that. But sometimes you can, but you got a stinger, but it's a different fight. It's a different stinger than most other people understand. The emotional spectrum for a Libra is very, very satisfying for most people because nothing really sticks and nothing really energizes either. It's sort of like a really nice energy where things are just done, things are just walked through, and things are just like kind of like paraded about, and it's like a little bit flamboyant and slightly a little bit like nurturing in a nerdy way. But Libra definitely has a lot to give to people, and they do that every single day, every minute of their life. There is something that they're giving to the other worlds and the world around them. They're constantly driving people mad about them, maybe, or like giving them some kind of pleasure in the astral. They got a really multifaceted way of being in the world, and they're just made for pleasing people into themselves more, basically, which means that Libras are really hard to grasp because it's ungraspable. It's just like la 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 la, let's smooth it all over and look, it's all beautiful. It's like soft focus. It's like you don't need Photoshop to soft focus everything. There we go. That's nice. So with Libra, you just gotta like be wary when you're dating a Libra and then they're not really there. Not because they're not interested in you, not because you're not doing enough, not because you are interesting for them as a soulmate, not because it's not meant to. You just look, like with Libra, you just gotta let it slide. Like whatever they are, slide, just let it go, and then everything will be perfect. If you just slide things over, get lazy with Libra, they will heal you so much, and that goes for all relationships with all signs. Just let it slide, let it go, blah, blah. Get it all glug in like you don't care, and that's fine because that's the best way with people. Like Libra is the guru of people. Like that's the best. It's just let it slide. Just don't worry about it. Anyway, Libra, thank you very much for listening. That's the end of your show. I'm joking. So let's go through the signs. So with Aries, Libra wants to be forgiven. Sometimes with an Aries, if there is like communion there with an Aries, or you got Aries in your chart, you like Libra Sun, Aries Moon or something. With an Aries, Libra wants to be forgiven for greater being. Like it wants to feel, it wants to get nurtured by knowing that things are real, and sometimes to the point of like breakdown and breakup and things like that. But it needs to know a greater picture of its life. If you're with an Aries, you're a Libra, you're not just there like fluffing around. You're actually wanting to feel into the next dimension, into the new feeling of you. And that's fine, but like it'll never last if you don't just stop and see. The energy of you is changing. You are the change. You are frequency. You're not just you. You are frequency. You are full of it. You're full of it. You're full of shit. Basically, it's a very nice relationship to understand that you've been foolish and sometimes fooling people as well. And it can come as like a really rude awakening what happens at the end or the start of this relationship, but things can fall very easily just as soon as they arise. They can fall and things change and chop and things like that, and then you'll have to just completely forgive yourself every time, even if you don't feel like vulnerable, even if you feel like really strong on the energy, but at the same time you know that you sort of done somebody wrong, or it's just a very turning frequency that really pulls you into a completely new pair of pants, just a different pair of pants, different energy, just a different vibration, different dimension, different portal, different fortress. Everything that you do with an Aries is very unique. Even if you've got like a friend who's Aries, you're looking through yourselves. You're like looking at the Akashic records every freaking day. Okay, I've done this in like 1705. Okay, that's a lot of trauma. I've done this in 1903. That's a lot of stuff. And this 2016 and we're on the same page. Oh wow, we got a lot of work to do. So when you are with an Aries, you've been presenting with a certain idea about yourself. You've been like, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm actually this, I'm actually this is exactly who I am. And sometimes when you meet an Aries, it's like, no, you're freaking not. You've just been identifying as something, and now you need to pull it back and have a look through the depths of forever to actually find yourself in some way. So it's like you're looking for some piece of you that you don't even know exists, which is quite a hard but a very exciting journey, and it's very interesting for Aries too, because he loves you. Aries love you, and it's not the same love as you're probably used to, or the same dimension of love that you usually expect to feel amongst people, but it's really, really quite magic, really, really quite, it's like portraying you in a different light and giving you a new stance. Can you be together forever? Nothing is forever, everything's forever. So just take it as that. With the Taurus, Libra builds greater feelings, though it doesn't feel loved. With the Taurus, love is like, I'll tell you something, you know, like Taurus goes, I tell you, you know, and Libra goes as well, I tell you something, I think you're great, but you got everything to change about you. I don't like anything about you. And this sometimes can bring Libra to a really strange closure about themselves, like they're not loved or they're not cared for. Sometimes with Libra and Taurus combo, Taurus can bring to Libra more than enough purity and pure ideas, and like really beautiful art can be created, beautiful speech. A person can be beautified. Libra is beautified. Taurian is definitely beautified by Libra, but there's something like, I'll tell you what, you're not actually that great. Like, you're not great in bed, actually. Did you know? Yeah, I don't actually like how you smell, or like, I don't actually like, even though there's nothing wrong with you guys, there's nothing wrong with anything about you, but at the same time, the combo of Taurus and Libra brings two to sort of like, wish to be better or wish to be more beautified in some way. Usually physical, like, did you know that your house could actually use a paint job? Or like, you know, there's something within the Taurus-Libra combo that definitely becomes something better, but I feel Taurus has to be less grumpy about Libra not complying to its standards of beauty, and Libra just gotta, well, Libra is just Libra there. It's just like, I'm malleable. So it's an definitely interesting focus for that relationship. With Gemini, Libra doesn't care. It gets a very good, interesting idea. When this happens, when this couple takes place, usually with Gemini, Libra's not sure what it is about them, but it wants to create something. There could be a very strong need to suddenly nurture another person. There could be a very deep desire to find somebody better. There could be a very nice idea about marriage or kids or anything of like greater proposals in life, because Gemini is sort of forever looking for the double, and Libra is like the, you know, 7th house king or queen who knows everything about doubles. And so like Gemini brings to Libra really great remorse as well, because sometimes Libras don't understand what it is about their life that's missing, until somebody of that stature can come in, and then they can like give them a little bit of a hint as to what they need. But usually with Libra, they don't actually want the glow of Gemini on them too much. Like they can hear what they're saying, but they kind of don't really care about what they're saying, and that makes Gemini really possessive of their time, or really needy in terms of their knowledge, and it can really reflect back and forward. It's like two mirrors at each other, like it's just too much. So basically with Libra, it just needs to be like really polarized by something inside. Like it needs to recognize that it's not all light, it's all like both. Like it's variety. Libra has variety that it can admit to having inside, and then Gemini kind of like shifts away into its own world, and then it can definitely work. With Cancer, I feel Libra is annoyed or polarized. There's a very strong feeling in Cancer that Libra owes them, or Libra that needs to hear something. Come on, Libra. Which makes Libra very unnerved as to what Cancer is scheming, because often Cancers have a fear. They can perceive the future because the past has told them so, and usually it sort of works out exactly as what they perceive with Libra. Like sometimes the Cancer can see a Libra better than Libra can see a Libra, and that makes Libras unfortunate sometimes in their eyes, because usually it's kind of tricky, because the Cancer can give them premonition to the next part of their life, though sometimes because of like a Cancer's been sad and burdened and hurt in the past, it can give them a very strong inception type energy where they can form their reality for them. It's like really tricky. Like a Cancer can tell you, like if you're a Libra and you got a Cancer friend saying, they can tell you, oh, you're not looking too good. There might be a time very close by where you actually don't feel too good, like you actually break down and you have an accident or something. But that's because like they feel like concern, genuine concern for you, and there could be like a lot of different polarities that happen with Cancer Libra innuendo that's really divinely strange and staged. It's like Cancer will just show up at the party, and then they'll come up to a Libra and go, you're it, you know, I like you. And Libra might be like, I don't need you. And then Cancer will say, you are mine. And then 2 years later they meet again, and maybe they'll fall in love. Like there is an interesting thing with Cancer and Libra that happens because Libra doesn't really have a projection to give. They don't have a world of their own, and Cancers like really enjoy putting people into webs of consciousness and webs of possibilities, and like, I know what's going to happen, or you will never do this, or you'll always like. And then Cancer, like they can kind of connect in a weird way where Libra feels like a little bit of a puppet, or like a little bit of a strange promiscuous game for Cancer or for Libra. It can be like a very strange neurotic or erotic energy. But I feel to some extent Libra has to calm down and leave that energy, leave the field of that, because eventually I feel Cancer will bring Libra no more possibility, because the energy of Aries is where Libra is looking towards, the whole new and unachieved yet, the exciting possibilities that have never been. Cancer provides Libra only what the past has given as a fruit of the future, which makes Libra feel a little bit placid, like in every regard. It's like nothing's real, and that can be actually very sickening for Cancer as well, because Libra wants everything to be new, and nothing that Cancer can provide is really satisfying anymore. So it's like a very strange frequency where people can like fight and have really weird outcomes in their lives. So I would actually probably say go with it if you want to. If you've got a Cancer in your life, you're a Libra, lay down and take it. Lay down, like, okay, talk to me, okay, read to me, okay, tell me something, okay, but you don't have to tell them what you think, because sometimes Libra will say, well, actually, I think that. For Cancer, it's like glides over like water. They're like, I don't care what you think, I know what you are. And that can be very satisfying for Cancer sometimes to say. But though for Libra, it's like annoying, and it can bring them to a really weird closure in their life where they're not really anyone. They can't quite commit to themselves. So it's up to you how you play this vortex, but there's definitely need to forgive somebody. If you got Cancer, somebody like in your life, you need to forgive. So, just a sec. Who's next? With Leo. Oh, one more thing about Cancer. There is a chance that Cancer and Libra can connect to a really great ideal within themselves through each other, but at the same time I feel the two need to focus on themselves a lot more than they do on each other. Very much so. Okay, so Cancer, Leo and Libra. Well, Libra doesn't really like Leo's grump when things are not going right, because Libra is easy all the time, but at the same time they can really polish each other up. Like, they can polish each other up. Hey babe, you know, like if you ever had a friend who's a Leo, you come to your house and you like, say you don't know what you're wearing that night, and Leo can really help you get dressed and get your makeup on, get your swagger on. Leo and Libra, they can really possess in each other really good ideas about beauty projects, children, recreation, sex experiences, although the sex is a little bit dull. There could be 2 or 3 more people involved, but at the same time they really love each other. Virgo and Libra, it's like neither here or there. Like, Virgo wants something that Libra doesn't understand that Virgo wants. Virgo doesn't see that Libra is annoyed when Libra's not really happy, and Libra thinks that Virgo is not annoyed when like the life of Virgo is like pushing out. Like, there's just, they don't quite feel what each other's feeling, or you know what is going on. And sometimes with that, Virgo can feel really grumpy or polarized by Libra's ideals, reality schemes. Like, Libra can go, I'm going to move out and then I'm going to go over there, I'm going to go to university, and Virgo and Libra can be very happy about these things, and then Virgo will be like, that's not true, 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 you can't, like, because I don't no, of course not, no, you're not. And sometimes with Virgo that could be very good, because Libra can sometimes fall away with other people and find ways of being in dream world, which is not really possible for them anymore, or at the moment, or usually anymore. Sometimes because Libra is late and they're like, I know I'm gonna start a career as a singer, and it's been like maybe 5 or 4 years too late now. Long ago it could have been the case, but now it's not the case. And Virgo will be like, no, and sometimes Libra are like, yes. But because like Libra is so sleepy, like the idea of like love and care for them, like sometimes it catches up later on, and then sometimes Virgo can see that, and Virgos can like leave them very happy. Like, it's a really weird thing when you go to like a romance with a Virgo. If you're a Libra, you may find yourself really happy, like as part of that experience. Like, wow, I never thought, look, fun, oh nice. Like, it's like closure, like, oh, here's a gift, oh nice. But at the same time, I feel Virgo doesn't quite trust Libra, and it never really has. Like, it doesn't really trust Libra. Like, it doesn't really understand why Libra does things a certain way, and that's because Virgo is really polite and very needy for change to be consistent. And then Libra is very sleepy, and then it goes, whoa, Kundalini rising, I'm going to do a million things. And that's sort of like inconsistency can sometimes wear off and rub the two against each other the wrong way. But in terms of partnerships and marriages, the two can really combine if Virgo doesn't give a shit, if it like relaxes out, and if like Virgo and Libra, like, they can do things together that are really placid, like really passive, like sometimes lying in bed for a long time and just like staring at the ceiling, not even talking maybe if things are hard in the relationship, but things are easy, talking is fine, things like that, kind of like lazing around doing things. Yeah, it's quite nice. So Libra and Libra together, okay, it's not good. It's like an inversion. Libra and Libra, it's like marriage. It's like there's no sparkliness. There's a spark maybe, but there is no ooh feeling. It's like Libra on Libra. It's like nothing's here, nothing's really there. It's like voids and systems and places to be together, but none is understood. Like, things are placid. Though in many ways this can actually work. It can. It can if the two have very strong signs otherwise. You know, like say, she's got a Libra sun, but she's got a Virgo moon, and then she's got an Aries Mars, and then she's got, say, Ascendant and Radiant Leo or something. Like, there's a chance, you know, and then he's got a Pisces something, and he's got a Aquarius something, especially if things don't quite match. You know, you get two Libras, and then, like, say he's got Libra Ascendant, like, he's got Libra Moon, and she's got Libra Sun, but at the same time, in their charts, in their choices, they're completely incompatible in some ways. Like, he is the homemaker that wants to be alone, and she is the guru of social change who goes to yoga all the time and gets so many different people on her bandwagon and things. Like, there needs to be a very strong contrast between the two in some or other way to morph into weird things together. Like, why do you need to stay at home? Why do you need to go on the internet? Like, whoa, 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 whoa. There has to be like, whoa, 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 I don't trust you, I don't understand you. Because without that, it's like too much similar. Like, say, okay, if you're Libra and he's Libra or she's Libra, you've come from the same background, you got the same kind of parents, you got the same kind of clothes, you got the same kind of systems, you lived in the same neighborhood. No, just no, because there's no work done. It's just like, yeah, and it's just gross. Like, there's just nothing. Like, ooh, it's not real, it's not satisfying. But then if you've got like something really weird about you, like you got something really weird about you and you're a Libra, and even if you're hiding it, something really weird, and then they've got something really like to you really like good, but then sometimes really scary, and that's interesting. When there's something happening, there's like interest there. Especially if they've got problems. They got problems, you got problems, so it's wonderful. Scorpio, Libra. Okay. I'm Scorpio, Libra. I got Libra Sun, Scorpio, Ascendant and Moon, so it's kind of like the relationship within myself. But, you know, if you're a Libra and you meet a Scorpio, it's not good. It's not that it's bad. It's just like Libra doesn't care for Scorpio's energy. It's like there's no more to see. Everything's done. Placid. Because it's something that thinks of itself as like the death energy. It's like everything's good, everything's fine. And then Scorpio's like, nothing is good, nothing is fine, everything's bad, everything's wrong. So you get two people that are completely like weird. As one goes, everything is great, I'm happy, I'm okay with that. And then you get the other person that's like, are you freaking serious? You're gonna live there for the rest of your life? Are you freaking serious? Did you fucking say that? Did you actually want to be with that person? Did you actually understand what you were doing? Why did you not change jobs? Why did you not change anything? So basically Scorpio comes into a Libra's life to tell it to get fucked and to start over. So when Libra goes, I have everything. I have the world in my hand. This is reality. This is what I want. This is the person of my dreams. This is my life. And I get to the point where like, there's nothing else. There is absolutely nothing else. And then Scorpio comes in and goes, you freaking serious? Look at what you're wearing. Look at where you're going. Look at what you're thinking. Look at you. What are you doing? And that can be very difficult for Libra to understand, because the whole plan of Libra is to be completely okay. Okay, but sometimes when Libra is not okay where it's placed, like totally not okay, and it doesn't need to be there anymore, Scorpio will come into its path just to be like, okay, I'm busting you out of here. I'm busting you out of here. I'm busting you out of here. Like, you don't even think you're in jail, but I know you're in jail. Or like, you don't even think that, you know, like things are wrong, but they're wrong. They're wrong. Things are wrong. And that is something that Scorpio will need to learn eventually, to not be so scared, because Libra sometimes gets it right. So without further ado, let's go to the next sign. Sorry. Let's go to the next sign. The next sign is Sagittarius. Libra and Sagittarius, that's actually really worthy. It's worth your time, Libra. maybe not so much Sagittarius, but for Sagittarius, things are different. Like, you know, things are just like, yeah, you know, like it's a relaxed energy, it's a fun, loving frequency, but it looks at things a little bit more wide. With Libra, it's like, I like that you're here. Why are you doing this? What are you doing with your life? Like, Libra wants to know why, and sometimes it pokes really weird questions at Sagittarius. It's like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? It becomes a little bit scorpionic because it reaches up towards Sagittarius. It's like, why are you still in this house? Why are you still in these clothes? And Sagittarius will be like, bro. Freaking Sagittarius. Damn. I'm like the king of the horoscope. I'm like at the top fucking shelf of the horoscope on the 9th house. And Libra will be like, but no. Libra will be like, you need something fixing. You need something fixing. Sometimes with Libra, they'll come into Sagittarian's life to give them something they've never had, but they never thought they needed. Like, say if they were a teenager and never went out, Libra will give them that. Or they've never been mothered enough, Libra will give them that. Because Libra can feel something's wrong, something's off. But at the same time, Sagittarius will not understand it until it's too late. Sometimes when Libra's gone into a different dimension, they don't care, and they've wondered, what was Libra all about? And then they're like, like he or she gave me a knowing that I've always wanted. Like, I've never understood what that was until I met this person. I had like really close encounter, but often because Sagittarius gets obsessed about experience, Libra becomes uninteresting really quickly because they don't have to experience. Like, Libra is like, I can just lay in bed, I can touch my toes, I can sleep all day, and they get completely fulfilled. But with Sagittarius, what happens is like they get bored. They're like, I love you, but I've got to go, I gotta do. And that's fine because usually these relationships don't last. If Sagittarius doesn't want to be in control of their life, this gets really messy. If they want to be pulled away into another dimension, sometimes they might like go out for like other things, hunting other people, hunting other experiences, and Libra gets kind of like left behind. But then Libra's always found again, and like they're best friends again. But Libra needs to like start looking towards other people too. Like, if you're meeting a Sagittarius, you're really close knit together, just like, and you're a Libra, chances are you just knowing yourself very little at the moment, and you just like need to know a few different people just to find bits of yourself everywhere, basically scattered around. So yeah, so it's just about knowing yourself through other people. With the Capricorn, oh goodness, things are not so sweet, but things are really good. Like, there's something within Libra that gets really well defined with Capricorn. It like gets like almost like horny for an identity. Like, I want to be this, and perhaps with a Capricorn lover, a woman especially, because Capricorn is a fatherly energy, a female, a Libra, or a feminine partner who's Libra may feel like they got it. They got this style. You know, like they got the identity, like they've done the class and they finished it and they got an A. There is something about Libra that becomes really sensually driven. Something that's like kind of like, yeah, like the Kundalini, the power energy comes through. And sometimes during that time with one another, there could be also loss, very strong energy of loss around a Capricorn, maybe a father dying or like a parental figure like fucking out and completely leaving the house or something. But like there's soon to be loss, or there is loss, everything loss that vibrates around the two people, one or the other, especially as in this frequency, like something needs to be gone, because Libra does not meet a Capricorn for no reason. And sometimes it can mean like they'll suffer later after the relationship, or they can suffer 2 or 3 years after they meet, but there is something like broken that is about to fall off, or there's something like completely changing. And sometimes it can mean that Libra will go through a divorce of some kind, that might lose a parent or like an energy of a parent around them, or somebody might give them the wrong idea about something and they could get in a car crash or something. But there's usually a preparation. It's like a preparation. If you're with a Capricorn and you're really in love with a Capricorn, if you're a Libra, there can be a loss. There can be like a strong feeling like something is about to happen. And sometimes even if it's small, like you've just been enamored with this boy for like 2 or 3 months, you know, like if you're a Libra woman, usually you'll find that if it's like a small short-lived thing that you're not keeping in touch about, that you're not like fruiting, like you're not fertilizing that relationship, you just kind of like met somebody and then you're like looking at them, you know, for your third eye, you're thinking about them, there is a loss that usually takes place 2 or 3 weeks later after you meet them, or like very soon around them. Like just feel in about the energy of loss that continued as a cycle, maybe through your infatuation with that person, because more likely they'll come in again. Like if you're thinking about them past the lost cycle, but sometimes it's like a savior, like they come in as a savior just to teach you something very, very quickly, because you need to be on your feet really fast, because something's about to go down or something's about to change in your family life or in your like own experience. But usually like they kind of out and gone with the wind after the changes happened. So yeah, but if you wanted to form a relationship with a Capricorn, there would need to be stoic understanding, like religious or like spiritual or really banal frequency, just to keep you grounded in this reality with the Capricorn with the Capricorn. Okay, so next one, Aquarius. Sorry, just a second. Aquarius and Libra. So you guys meet for a reason. There's generally a very strong wanting for something, usually within the woman, to say make a child, or like a big thing like I wanted to move and I want to change my life completely. When you meet an Aquarius, there would likely be a very big, beautiful lie. And the lie is usually like, I am nothing unless I have something. And sometimes, you know, you can get together through that lie. As like usually both people are lying to an extent, but Libra especially, as Aquarius can kind of tell it's lying. You can get together, but I feel Libra has to start looking outside of itself. Like, where am I? What am I doing? What am I doing? Because sometimes, occasionally, they will pull you into a variety of different experiences that don't match you at all. They could actually push you into a completely different lifestyle from your own self wanting. They can do a lot of different things. Aquarius can really reach out towards the stars and put you amongst really strange people, really weird people, really weird circumstances where you don't really understand what you've done or why you've deserved this. Well, I guess I'm here, I guess it's me. So be careful when you are with an Aquarian person, and I've been with an Aquarian person, you are formation that doesn't understand itself. You are not here, like you're not there, okay? Basically with an Aquarius, a Libra, you have to strongly nurture yourself inside out, physically, like forcefully nurture yourself. Like, okay, we're eating a lot of greens today. Okay, we're having a lot of smoothies, you know, like kale smoothies today. Because quite often, Aquarius will come into your life during a time when you are enamored with an ideal, an emotion, that will never have to be true, though it can be happening as you're like progressing towards a life that's not your own. So it's like when you're with an Aquarius, you even meet an Aquarius for a short time, it means you've gone way off track, like way off, like you like on the outskirts of reality there, and you have to come back. So usually that's done through unfortunate circumstances or like really great regenerative circumstances where you find yourself in a completely different scheme. You're wearing different clothes, you're like a different person, but at the same time you'll know in time that they will have to change again, and you'll find your feet and you'll actually find an identity for yourself. For an Aquarius, it may mean staying around longer than they'd like to sometimes with a Libra, but in the end you feel like you found it. You find something there. With Pisces, Libra and Pisces, okay, Libra doesn't get it. When you've come to a Piscean person, Libra, friend or relative or, you know, anyone, close-knit relationship with a Pisces, you don't get it. There's deep need there. I need life. I have to be with this person. I have this book to write, I have this I need, like there's an illusion in the air. There's like a need. There's a need in a system that's no, okay? So with an Aquarian person, I mean, this is pretty bad, but like with a Piscean, it's like you've divided yourself a really interesting scheme where you're looking towards yourself in the future as somebody that you're not actually meant to be becoming. So with a Pisces, what happens, like they come in as like a last call thing. Okay, so you're with a Pisces, it means you've gone to the other side. As a Libra, you've done a lot of different things and you've established yourself in a place already where you're not meant. And that means that with Pisces, they can sometimes push you into a situation where you're not meant to be at all. And this could mean that they can portray you in a certain way in which you become somebody, you become a humorous decision of them as to who you are now. So basically with a Pisces partner, it's going to sound perhaps quite scary. You're completely revamped into their purity, their pleasing. Like you are basically underneath it all, even though Pisces can feel very suffocating and mellow and needy. You're actually being pulled into a completely different person than what you used to be at birth. If you are with a Pisces person, you are slowly decided on. So the other world, the other realms, the other fairies, whatever happens, they're looking and they're sort of saying to themselves, all right, what do we do with her? Like, what do we do with that? Like, there is something inside you that desperately wants your body or mind to become different. There is a place in the world where you are, if you are meeting a Pisces really closely in proximity, that you don't understand what you've come here for. You're just designing something, you're doing something, and you're doing something really wacky or strange for your own life choice. Like you're doing something weird if you're with a Pisces. And that may mean for some of you guys getting together with the devil. This sounds really weird, but like beginning to see the other person as really freaking weird. Like you may feel a few different things from them where you're like, oh, far out, I would actually never want that as my characteristic, or I don't actually like that about people. I don't like it when people are like that, but I'm sleeping with this guy. So watch for that. You may feel like there is a few different parts of this person that are just like grotesque. And if you do feel like there is not, you should look again, because basically when you're with a Piscean prince or princess, you are becoming them, or even to the point where they're pulling you into a twin flame scenario when you're not their twin flame. Like they can like push you into a different reality where, you know, they've grown tired of their incompletions in the way that they've done things in the world, so they decided, all right, I'm going to mold you into a little helper for me now. That can become really scary for a lot of Libras to actually finally realize and reveal to themselves. But in any case, the Piscean person is incredibly productive, producing for you. Like you can make yourself what you thought you wanted to be. But then this will need to sort of shift, and you'll need to come back to yourself. Like even if it's momentarily, like even if it's like through a humorous game with someone, like you're playing Monopoly and then you suddenly realize that you're not who you pretended to be. Like in the passionate reveal of your true emotions and sensations, you might actually be like, what the fuck am I doing with this person? Or you're like, what the fuck am I doing still at that job? What am I doing? Like you might actually find yourself through, it's interesting, but like almost like cheating on the relationship with a Pisces. Like say you run away with some friends and then you like go to some really crazy location and you do some really crazy stuff, and then you're like, wow, I can't believe I remember how to breathe again. So basically with these kind of situations, watch out for passion and explosion, because they can actually bring to you more reality checks and more real knowing about who you are. So don't go under the waters of Pisces completely. Just keep at least one ear out. What's going on in the outside world? What are other people doing? What's actually real to them? So anyway, thank you very much, Libra, for listening. And enjoy this day. And let me know if you'd like a reading or something like that for you. Thank you very much. And I'll see you all later.